What's up, After Buzzers? This is the Married at First Sight Happily Ever After show. This is season 1, episode 2. We're going to talk about the SS Married at First Sight maiden voyage. Our couples are challenged to some interesting activities by our experts, and needs must be met. Make sure you stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey. You come up with a great...
Someone listen, don't rock the boat. My boat is freaking rocked right now. I'm just going to put it there and leave it there. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Married at First Sight Happily Ever After show. I am your host, Felicia Michelle, and we are, putting this nice little music on because there was the maiden voyage of the SS Married at First Sight and Pregnant AF. To my left, I have the amazing, incomparable, hilarious...
Ollie Drennan.
Yes!
I just loved hearing you compliment me.
You just wanted to see if there was some more coming on the way?
Absolutely. Hey, guys.
And as always, we have you guys as our co-hosts in the chat. So, of course, just type away, you guys. Please be nice, though, okay? All right, thanks.
No, I'm a newbie. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, not really. We are not sorry.
That's right.
We are not sorry. Okay. So, really quick, let's jump into what did you think about this episode overall?
Okay. I think this episode was really good. There really wasn't any tension in this episode. I think that was kind of nice, but I feel like this is predictions, but we're going to need a bigger boat for this season. Because, okay, everyone's realizing their faults in this episode, and they're going to, okay, we got some stuff to work on, but I'm like, this boat ride is going to... It's gonna turn up soon, so
I'm just.
What about you? What are your initial thoughts?
So I thought it was really sweet. I thought it was really sweet of Anthony. I think this episode we really saw there's not as much arguing between the couples, but just more like a desire to really solve their conflicts. So I could say from every single person across the board is they really want their marriages to work. They really want these situations to work. So I think we saw a lot of that this episode, and maybe last week you kind of saw a little more finger pointing and what other people do. And this week was a little more reflective for our couples. So Anthony decides to take everyone out on, I'm calling it the SS Married at First Sight, but it's not the name of the boat, on a boat. And it's like, oh, Anthony, that was such a sweet gesture. And you could tell he is a really nice guy. He's someone who wants people to have a good time around him, a little bit of a fault in his marriage almost. But it was like, Shanice said it best. She was like, maybe not pregnant. Does anybody have motion sickness? And I was like, did he just take all these pregnant women on a boat? Bruh, no.
But then he left them to go with the guys to have beer. So I'm just like, you really want to leave these women knowing damn well they're pregnant and a little bit emotional.
And it started raining.
And then just start drinking, right? Okay.
They're on the boat, it started raining. I just can't imagine that if you have a baby inside of you who's already in a lot of water or liquidy and moving all around, that you don't want to be on a... And Shanice is super pregnant.
She's gonna pop.
That's why I was like, maybe the boat just didn't go a long way because she's so close to her due date. I can't imagine they would have let her go out on a boat that's super far out or anything like that. But I could tell she wasn't feeling it. But I think his gesture was appreciated by everyone. And to him going out on the boat with the guys, how did you feel about him trying to open up those beer bottles with his wedding ring? His indestructible wedding ring.
Was the bottles twist off? Props for him for trying, but you just get a bottle opener. Make your life easier. I think he just wanted to show off to the guys. He's like, I'm the best husband here. I don't know.
It was real frat boy. It was real fratty. It was real yeah.
But they're also I think he's the one with the most personality. I think the other guys are kind of or I don't know. I feel like the other two are just very
outgoing
quiet. Yeah,
for sure.
And I like that he's trying to get closer because, let's face it, we said it last week. They don't know. These are the only people that have this experience. No, they can't really share this with anyone else other than the people who are actually experiencing being married at first sight. So it's they're trying their best. They're making the most of it, becoming friends. Hey, why not?
We saw that camaraderie on the boat. Even when they broke off, the women seemed very connected. And I don't know if it was editing or not, but when Danielle was talking, and
our girl,
and Ashley was kind of like looking off into a distance.
I don't
and
think she likes Danielle. I will say that.
I just think that there's a lot of tension there for some reason. Maybe it's because Ashley, well, if in watching the show, Ashley just is kind of like this is what it is, like very serious, like I'm not taking any crap type of person, and very logical. So I think Danielle's responses just seem real like, girl, like, what are you talking about? Like, this is not realistic to me. And because it's not realistic and you're acting like you're perfect, you're getting on my nerves. Not to mention, like, there's, something like about the size of like, I don't know, maybe like an avocado or like a small papaya that's like sitting on my bladder, which makes me not really have a lot of patience for people as well. Because she didn't have a bunch of patience this episode. But you know who does have patience, Ollie?
Who?
The viewers of AfterBuzz.
Oh, absolutely.
They're the best. Tell us more about
Okay, guys. We love you guys. We love talking to you guys. Tweet us, DM us. But you know what you can do for us to really support us? Please subscribe to our other channels. We do so many other shows. I do the sci-fi show. We do, I'm on the sci-fi channel, and I do the Purge After Show, which we just wrapped up the season finale. So if you could do us a favor, please subscribe to our other channels. You do, what other shows do you? You do the reality competitions.
The Voice. I just got done doing The Voice.
Subscribe to reality competitions. Subscribe to this channel if you aren't already, because if you do, we're going to shout you out. We're going to show you some love. Please do it. And don't worry about those notifications, because they are, what are they?
Optional.
Absolutely. So go ahead, subscribe, show us some love. We will show love to you right back. And for now, thanks for being the best fans and helping us be the ESPN of TV Talk. Mwah.
Beautiful. I felt the love from you when you said that.
I'm trying to preach here.
Take us to church,
I always do. I always do.
So with Anthony and Ashley, the double A, I'm just gonna call them double A because I want to.
I do that too. I like label them as A and A whenever I do notes.
It's just easy that way. Like AA, double A, cool. With his jovial personality, it seems to be a point of irritation for Ashley. We heard her talk this week to the experts about he's never serious. Like, he's never serious. Like, I don't understand why he has to laugh at everything. And his thing is like, well, I just want to throw a little laughter into what I have going on. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And part of me was like, I understand what Anthony's saying. But the other part of me was like, I totally get what Ashley's saying. So which A are you riding with on this one?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think I can relate to Anthony a lot more. I just think that Ashley, she comes off a little bit as a control freak. I don't know if you agree, but I just feel like we're seeing that with her in her opinion of Danielle. She's like, no, Danielle, you don't feel that way. You're not perfect. Your marriage isn't perfect. So I feel like her opinion kind of overrides everyone else's. And I don't think she realizes that she's doing that, or she's coming across like that to other people. So I'm like, I just want her to chill a little bit and maybe understand where Anthony's coming from, because I really do think Anthony's trying to make the best of everything.
Like, he just wants to laugh. Like, he just wants to have a good time.
Yeah, but I think also with Anthony's problem, he does need to listen a little bit more.
So part of me is kind of confused because, I mean, I got to know these couples during Married at First Sight, their seasons, but it's like being pregnant does something different to your body totally, to like your hormones change, like your body is constantly changing. There's all these things that are happening. Like, imagine when you think about it, when you have like a hungry headache, like when you haven't eten and how like off you are.
Right
now imagine all these other things happening to, right? Both of us. Send food. And you think like how your body reacts to that. And that's one small thing. And their bodies are going through all this. And they're on a reality show, which can be irritating in and of itself with cameras in your face. And now my husband wants to be joking around. Let me tell you something, I'm about to cut you. Like, that's how I get it. I get why she wants that seriousness. I do think that she needs to try to be a little more logical to wrap her mind around the fact that your husband really just wants to like laugh and be jovial with you. Like, he really doesn't have any bad intentions. But in their season of Married at First Sight, he was actually kind of really serious. And she was like kind of like serious as well, but more so like, I don't want to say childlike. She was very connected to her family. She very much cared about what her family thought. Her sister wanted them to move into the same complex, like apartment complex living area as them. So much so, yeah. So now seeing her in a new way, I think she's just kind of forming these ideas of what kind of mom she wants to be and how she wants her marriage to be. And I think that pregnancy changes you. Oh, Luann's in the chat. Hey, Luann. Hey, girl, hey. She says, yes, pregnancy changes you. I just had a baby girl. I know how it feels. Congratulations.
Oh, congrats, yeah.
Aw, everyone's having, this is the year of the girl. Like the
2018
future is female. 2018, 2019. I think we're going to hold it down for the rest of 2019. My prediction for the new year. Because everyone has girls. So everyone's having a girl. All of our couples on this show are having a girl. Our couples are Anthony and Ashley. Jeff and Shanice. And of course
Danielle and Bobby.
If you didn't know, those are all the couples that are on the show. There's no other Married at First Sight couples on the show. So Danielle and Bobby, speaking of, they're thinking that like they're really having. Bobby swears he's having a boy. Like Bobby's like, it's a boy, it's a boy, and Danielle's like, I think it's a girl.
Yeah.
And how about it is a girl?
Because we mentioned that last week that it was.
Juliet found out first. Shout out to Juliet. She found out first that all the couples had girls. Shanice and Jeffy had a girl. Ashley and Anthony having a girl. Bobby and the minis. I call them the minis because in their season of Married at First Sight, the other two couples were like tall as hell. Like one was an ex-basketball player and the girl was tall that he matched her with, and the other two were like giants too. And then Danielle and Bobby were like small. Like so I always call them the minis. So if I say the minis, I'm talking about Danielle and Bobby. And it's funny that Danielle's having a girl because Luann pointed this out too, that Danielle really doesn't connect with other women well because in her season of Married at First Sight, the other two wives on the show, Mia and Amber, she couldn't really connect with them. But I think it speaks more to her larger issue when she talks about how it's hard for her to be emotional.
Yeah.
And she talked about tonight saying that she kind of hopes that their baby has more of a less
cold disposition. Right?
I don't want to say that she's emotionally void. That's like big to say, but there's something that's off a little bit. No?
I think I have a new understanding of her, or like a new found appreciation of her more in this episode, because I realized it's relatable that for me personally that she doesn't cry. That's something that she doesn't do, but I think she's also that a female character, a woman who's not emotional. And it's so easy to be a lot of people
expect it,
give women flack for being emotional. So for her to not be emotional, why is it such a big deal, I guess? Because that was something, and I criticized her last episode for being oh, you have the perfect marriage. No, you don't. But I definitely have a new outlook.
You know.
No one does. But I have a new view of her, which I don't know if I appreciate, but it's okay.
It's she wants to. She was she told she talked to ladies on the SS Married at First Sight that she really wishes that no one would choose to be like this. She really wishes that she was more emotional and better at expressing herself. Her thing is her parents weren't very affectionate. It's just strange because that's like your husband though. It's your husband and Bobby is so affectionate. We saw at the top of the episode, he literally was bringing her breakfast in bed.
I know, right? Where can I get a Bobby? Sheesh.
Everybody, Pastor Cal says that everybody needs a Bobby. Everybody needs a Bobby in their life, that type of person to look out for them. But maybe it's just going to take her a little bit of time to heal maybe some things that happened to her, or maybe feel comfortable doing that. Also, we keep forgetting that there's a camera in your face. And I feel her on I'm a safe face, very private type of person, even though I do this so I get it.
She can be very cognitive of, she doesn't want to slip up for the cameras too, which is I totally get that. You
I understand.
know, this is going to be ingrained in reality television history forever.
I don't appreciate it, but I understand it. I'm just saying, if you sign back up again, if they just decided to do Married at First Sight, leave it at that and not sign up for this new season, I would be okay, well, maybe their relationship will change and since you signed up again back to back, Married at First Sight just ended 2 weeks ago, I miss you guys, my Married at First Sight fans. I miss y'all. But here we are, and you're already on this other show, turned right back around. So if you weren't really gonna let yourself go there, then I really wish you wouldn't have signed up, because then we have couples Shanice and Jeffy who go there. Shanice holds nothing back, and even Jeffy, who's kind of reserved, is still giving more of himself than Danielle and Bobby, I feel like.
Oh, he's giving himself to a lot of women.
Lord.
By the sound of it, which is that's a whole nother topic in itself.
I can't, we'll talk about that during predictions, but I can't wait to find out what exactly happened.
I know, right?
Shanice is very forgiving, and she's still so positive about their situation. And I kind of wonder if this is a shout outs to Kardashian Weekly here, Howard and Kiki Boom. Shout out to them. I love them. It's a show we do with the Kardashians here on AfterBuzz. But I wonder if it's like a Khloe Kardashian type situation. Like
and
and Tristan Thompson.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the guy who was on Married at First Sight last season, his name was Tristan Thompson too. Interesting.
What? Oh, great. This is weird.
It's a weird universe. I wonder if it's going to be like, I'm getting towards the end of my pregnancy. I want to be positive. I want to have a positive birth. I want to just focus on what I have to do. I want to try to make my marriage work and bring my baby girl into the world. And that's what I want to be focused on.
Yeah.
Because she has not brought up any cheating, anything. And even when they talked, I think they were talking to Dr. Jessica last week. And correct me if I'm wrong. I know you guys will. I think they were talking to her and they were saying like, oh, we took some time apart and we weren't together for a while and he did his own thing. And for me, when I'm done with somebody, the first thing I tell them is to do you, boo. Do you, boo. Do your thing. Whatever that thing is, you do it. And when she said that, it just made me think like, what's the thing? I think I know what the thing is, but she hasn't talked about it. Maybe it's because she's trying to keep it positive. Do you think that might be it?
I think so.
Or she's blindly in love.
I think she's really trying. Luann brings up a good point in the chat. She says she doesn't think Jeffy is into Shanice. But I obviously I can see that too, sadly. But I think he is really invested in his child, though. Despite that, the fact that he might not be invested in his wife, we definitely see signs of him getting emotional in the past episode about his daughter. But in terms of Shanice,
he talked about her like she was a vessel. Like he talked about her in admiration, which is a part of love. But I don't think he like spoke about her. Like he was admiring like what she's done and how she's been this great woman and she's the mother of his child, but not like I love her. I want to be with her. These are things I love about her. And I think she's all in because I don't believe that any woman who desires to go through this process of, I don't want to say a natural way of becoming a mom because I think that's really closed-minded. I think there's many ways you can become a mother. Adoption, surrogacy, whatever.
Like
there's
biologically.
many ways. Biologically, thank you. Having a child with a man, you don't think that, oh, I'm not going to be with this man. You think I want to and I'm going to be with this man. And I don't know if that is something chemically in your brain, because these are things that happen to people chemically going on that makes her feel more attached to him, or how pheromones or however that scientific works. I don't know. Somebody asked Bill Nye. I do not know. But she seems more invested of being in love with him. And trying to understand that he's not like that or he's not like this.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And I also think it's problematic for her to kind of like shield herself away from the things she's not talking about regarding Jeff T and the doing you moment that they had previously. So I think that's definitely going to resurface.
And there were some lies. There were some time inconsistencies.
Yes. And I think it's going to blow up. And I'm not talking about her stomach when she's going to give birth. But like, I don't know. I'll save it for predictions, though.
Yes.
It's just not looking good for them, sadly.
I'm happy that there's no serious drama, though. Like, there's no, like, traumatic things that would affect her pregnancy or affect her mood. Like, he's not trying. I feel like he's not trying to hurt her. And there's a difference when someone doesn't care about your feelings and they don't care. So I feel like if you don't care about my feelings, you do whatever you want, then you're trying to hurt me. He's not trying to hurt her. In fact, when he was talking with the guys, he was like, she took my ring and I'm not going to ask for it back until she's ready because I messed up. I have to own up to it. So I was like, damn, Jeff T, maybe you do want this, because he wanted his ring back. So maybe he does want to be. Dang, I feel like Shanice, like it's hard to read him.
Yes. And his thing was about this episode. He said someone said it like 1,000 times about being transparent. And that's very difficult for him because he has a poker face. Like,
oh my God.
There's no emotion in that boy. Like, I feel like Danielle needs emotion. He needs emotion, honestly.
I wonder who has a better poker straight face. Do you think it's Danielle or do you think it's Bobby? So whatever you think, you put it in the chat or leave a comment if you're not in the live chat with us now.
I just think Jeff T, I said it last week. I think he likes Shawnee. No, I think he loves her. maybe as a vessel. But I don't think he likes her.
I love this vessel word.
He
It's
like,
very
you
powerful.
brought it, you coined it.
It's very
he
powerful.
respects her, but I don't think he likes her.
Not enough to be in love with
Exactly.
her. So all the couples were challenged to different exercises. There were two I thought were pretty hilarious, actually. The photo exercise, Dr. Pepper. Do you see an alignment like where there's one expert for each couple and not really where the experts intermingle with couples? Like we consistently see Pastor Cal with Bobby with the minis. We consistently see Dr. Pepper with Double A. We consistently see Dr. Jessica with Jepti and Shawnice. I need to find a nickname for them. We always find them the same people. I just wanted to point that out.
I like that though.
No, I kind of hope it changes.
No, you don't like the intermingling?
Well, because each of them are experts in a different way. And if you're heavy in one area, how are you supposed to balance? Like Cal brings in, the spirituality aspect of it. But there are certain things that I think that Dr. Pepper and Dr. Jessica could definitely teach Danielle and the minis, Danielle and Bobby, about it. So I kind of, and before in the show on Married at First Sight, they often would visit different experts all the time. So this is just a new, maybe it's something they're trying out this season. This one season that's probably going to happen.
It makes it easier for the experts though, I'll say that. Because it's like, oh, thank God, I don't have to deal with one freaking couple this season. Thank God.
I don't know. I feel bad. I still feel bad for Pastor Cal when he had to eat that steak over at Bobby and Danielle's house. Because I would have been like, I am not hungry. I ate on the way here. But Dr. Pepper made a really cute exercise for Double A for Anthony and Ashley of the photo taking. Like one picture concept was all your control and the other picture concept is all your partner's control. And Ashley failed miserably.
Yeah.
Like it was bad. I felt uncomfortable.
That's why I think she's a control freak. She just needs to let go. Like I need to know her sign. She's a Leo probably. No.
She's probably like a Leo with like an Aries rising and like a Taurus moon, like just hard, just really difficult.
It's like girl, you have control over one. Let him just do his thing. I know this doesn't have to go on Instagram. You can put whatever you want to go on Instagram. I know, don't mess with my Instagram too because I can be picky. But come on. It's like
I thought it was funny that he was like trying to suggest things to her during her photo thing. And she's like, this is my photo. And he was like, oh, yeah. And then she like pushed what she wanted during his photo. She was like, no, this, that. And he's just like, oh, okay. And he said, immediately I knew why Dr. Pepper had us do this exercise. It made sense because she needs to let me take the lead when I want to take the lead. I think she doesn't trust Anthony because, like I said before, he plays around so much. He's so ha funny. He makes a lot of jokes all the time. And sometimes, how can I speak from
experience, a
woman's perspective, is that I don't want to play around. Okay, I have other things I have to do. I'm thinking about a million other things. Like women's minds. A lot of women. I won't say every woman, but like think about multiple things at one time. Like my brain is I'm thinking about 3 other things right now. That's what's happening in my brain, and Anthony is probably just thinking about that one thing and he wants to make it fun and cool and chill and laid back. And you're like, no, I have like 3 other things on my mind and I have this thing I have to do. And I just wanted you to get out the way so I can do it because explaining it to you is not worth my time or me trusting you. I don't know. You're going to probably mess it up. And I get it.
On top of that, she's pregnant.
And on top of that, she's
4 months pregnant at this point.
And that is
She's getting there.
She's definitely getting there. It's annoying. Their issue is conflict resolution is what they say that it is. I think their conflict comes from that there's a power struggle.
Yeah.
And Anthony lets it slide.
He really needs to step it up and like just find some kind of leadership in this marriage. Not to like lead all the time. I think marriage definitely is a 50-50 thing. For sure. But it's definitely tilted towards Ashley at this point.
She needs to trust him a little bit more. Like, he's your husband. Trust him. You guys have been married 2 years now.
2 years. I was just about to say that. Like, come on. Like, what's the deal? But I do think
remember, they married as strangers, though.
That's true.
There was no dating beforehand. There was no proposal. There was just walking down the aisle in your white dress, and he's waiting up there in that black tux, and that's the first day that you meet. And so they've only known each other for 2 years. And that's hard to gain trust. Remember, people date usually 2 years and then they get engaged and there's like an engagement. So I get it why she doesn't necessarily want to trust, but she just needs to relax. And then Bobby and Danielle played a really pointless and it was just really pointless and it just didn't have the effect that I think the experts wanted it to have at all. I was like, Cal, why would you not put words on all of the blocks? Like, why would you only put, you could just put repeating words. You could use the same words over again. It was like Daniel kept picking blocks with nothing on it. And I was like, wow, art is life. And how that just being so void of emotion, you keep picking the blocks that have nothing on them. And again, Bobby's in a position where he has to say how he feels.
Boring couple. Like, they're really the most boring couple. I'm sorry. They're just like, whenever they come on screen, I'm like, oh gosh, like, I'm not gonna enjoy this segment.
So she did pick one block, and dang, you feel like that? That's I kind of felt
Was
like that
rude?
about. No,
Oh,
I
wow.
felt like that about them. I was kind of done with them watching Married at First Sight, and I've had to push a restart on them because this is a new series, and I'm trying to give them a chance. But when she got the word afraid, right, and I was like, okay, like she's gonna say like she might have been afraid to walk down the aisle. She might have been nervous. She said, oh, I think it was that one night when we almost lost Henry. Girl, her and these dogs, okay, she's fosters dogs. She's like an animal lover. She is just super like obsessed about her dogs. And Bobby literally said, he was like, wow, the one thing she said would be about her dog and not about us. Like,
Henry was a really cute dog, though. I will say that. I have a sucker for basset hounds.
oh, I'm not. Sorry. Sorry. I just don't get it.
Bobby, you're marrying. Well, you married her. You also married all those dogs.
He
Boy.
cleans up behind them. This man is like a servant, basically. Like, he just goes to Bobby the butler. Like, that's exactly like what he is and what he does.
A lot of these guys, I'm realizing, aren't really like speaking up for themselves. You know, they're just kind of going with the flow.
Why do you think that is?
I think they're afraid. They're afraid to speak their mind to their wives who are
Their pregnant wives.
Exactly. So that's just a recurring thing. I think the women definitely have a lot more. They're more outspoken, whereas the guys are just kind of like, I'm waiting for them to really say what they have to say. I know it's episode 2.
No, but because we should have heard some more by now. I think it's just like honestly, I think it's just some heteronormative BS that teaches men to not have, to be void of emotion, to not complain, to if you do that, then you're like a girl and you're complaining like a woman. And if you cry, like, there's a lot of standards in society that men have to live up to that are really unrealistic and very unhealthy. And very unhealthy, especially in relationships. They just don't know how to handle that, you know. And women, like, we kind of like get together and we'll cry and be like, "Girl, I love you. Like, I love you. You're a queen." Yes, like, you know. And guys don't really have, like, I don't know. I don't think they sit around and cry at each other like, "Bro, I love you, bro." Like, no, I don't think that happens.
And
that's sad.
You are preaching right now, because being emotional is tied to femininity, whereas being void of emotion, like you said, is all about masculinity, which is absolute BS.
Total opposite, actually. Masculinity is so fragile. And I think it's crazy when people are like, oh, you're scared, or you're like whatever, or you're a punk, then you're like a, you know, PU, you know, the rest of the letters. And I'm like, do you not know what vaginas do? Do you not, like, you are here, so you should know what they do. I think it's like the strongest thing on earth, actually. So yeah, it's very, very true that those two things are aligned in our society. It's really, really messed up. Hopefully they can work past those things. But let's rate our couples this week.
Okay.
So all of our couples here, we give them some ratings. After the first episode, they were rating themselves, and we figured, like, let's just rate them too. You know, why not? Since we're all judging over here, Danielle and stuff. So let's see. Anthony and Ashley are double A's on a scale from one heart to 5 hearts. Where do you think that they're at this episode? Do you like this voice I'm doing for this?
So the more hearts is obviously. Ooh, I love that. Can that be a segment, please?
No.
Felicia's ASMR. Okay, I think they're the couple. Now I don't want to do it. It creeps me out. Okay, I think they're the couple with the least amount of work to do. I think they're like kind of like, they've been together for 2 years, so they don't have as much work to do. I know Ashley can take a chill pill for sure.
But in this episode, do you think?
Oh, Ashley was kind of irking me in this episode. I will give them, since there also wasn't a whole lot of conflict, I'm going to give them a 2 hearts.
I'm gonna go with 2.5. Like they didn't quite earn 3. Like they didn't do that well.
It was the photo shoot, the little photo shoot exercise.
It was the photo shoot. It was him with his ring. It was her being like, very annoyed and short. It was a lot of things that they could have done better individually, and that's why as a couple it didn't they weren't their best this episode. Not to say I don't see that for them. I agree. I think they're the most solid couple
overall. Yeah,
the most solid couple, and I can believe in their relationship. Shawnice and Jephty.
Okay.
They did good this episode.
They did
really good.
Because I wrote it down. They both realized that they need to work on each other themselves. And Shawnice was really chill out. I mean, she's 8 months pregnant. I'm like, wow.
I feel very nice and positive.
Yeah.
Still pregnant.
I think they were having a really good time on this. They had a good vacation, I would say. I'll give them. I'm gonna give them a 4.
A 4?
I'm gonna give them a 4. I'm generous. I'm feeling very generous.
I'm gonna give them a 3.5. 3. I'm just giving them a 3.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of room for improvement. But this was actually the first time that Jephty was like, "Hey, like I messed up, and it is my fault, and I have to work on these things," and really admit it. And she was just so positive with him, and still gave him a lot of love. Maybe I will give them a 4.
Yeah,
I'll give them a 4.
Definitely.
But I think, this is kind of like their baby moon, if you think about it, because she's so close to the end. Like, some couples go on like a baby moon when they're expecting a child to come in their life. They go like spend some time together. It's kind of their baby moon. Just happened to be on television. And of course, the minis.
The minis.
Danielle and Bobby. So 1, that's a 5. I'm going to give you guys a 2. I won't even put it on you first, Ollie. I'll give them a 2 because I think it's too much. It's the best. Like, it's just, I'm over it. Like, I'm tired. I'm exhausted as a Married at First Sight fan because we're consistently not getting anything from you. We got a little bit, but more from Bobby. Like, of course she would say something about the dog. Not really from Danielle.
Yeah. Oh, I was about to give him a 1. But I think I'm gonna. We're just clouded
Hey,
up.
it's your rating.
No, but I think I agree with you because I think I'm gonna give them a 2 as well. They're kind of they're a little bit forgettable in this episode. Personally, I thought they were a little bit forgettable.
Oh, you mean that one part where you fell asleep during the episode?
Don't put me on blast like that, Felicia.
Because I was sleepy too.
Oh my god, I'm dying. All right. No, but the reason why I'm gonna give him a 2 is because I felt like we saw a little bit, keyword, a little bit from each of them.
It was like, when you go to the bathroom, in a public bathroom, and like you could see like a little bit in the stall. Like I can't see that what's exactly going on, but I see there's a person in there. It's like that little slit. That's how I felt. I was looking through their bathroom stall. Like,
But I like that. We got more than in this episode than last episode for sure. We saw Danielle kind of realizing, oh man, I kind of wish I had some emotion in me. I wish I could cry.
I don't have tear ducts.
And then what's his face? Bobby. He was getting annoyed during the exercise. So I'm like, all right, still getting a 2.
Because he thought he was gonna hear some affirmations of his wife's love for him, but instead she kept pulling like the.
I know.
Like, this is ridiculous.
Because those blocks were blank. You guys are getting a 2.
Pastor Cal or whoever set that up. That was terrible.
That was a really bad exercise.
Really,
I did not enjoy that one.
It was a good exercise. It was just executed poorly. That's all that it was.
They were holding back for sure.
They definitely were holding back. But let's not hold back while we get into predictions.
All right, here we go. All right.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
I love predictions, honestly. They're the most exciting thing about this show.
Yeah, but the music gives me like creepy, like outside of Halloween, it creeps me out. So wait, Luann said, I want Bobby to blow the hell up for her to get it. I don't want Bobby to blow up because I feel like if Bobby blows his top, like, how some people don't have a cap to their anger, that it's just not going to stop. So I don't want him to, and plus I feel like she's going to victimize herself and recoil even more. So I don't even want to see that happen. Bobby's such a good guy. I don't want him to be in that position. I'd rather him dissolve his relationship than step out of who he actually is, which is a sweetheart. Where my Bobby at? No, I'm just kidding.
I want to get to know them too. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go on their social. Like, follow them on social.
I want to see the true side to them. Do you want me to go with my predictions?
Oh yeah, man, go first. You got it.
Oh, okay. Well, since we're talking about them now, Danielle and Bobby, they're gonna fight. I said it already. They're gonna fight. they're gonna get some work done for sure. This was kind of like teasing it for sure in this episode, but I'm so ready for it. I cannot wait for it because I think we'll finally get some progress. They're kind of like, it's a slow burn with them. So they're gonna fight. Maybe not next episode, but episode 4. We're gonna have an argument.
Episode 4, okay, I can respect that. So just per the previews for next week, we're gonna see the minis talking to Bobby's family about. We never see Danielle's family, by the way, so I don't know if we're ever gonna see them. Like seriously, I don't even remember them at her wedding like that well. I don't even know if they were there. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm not being smart. I'm being serious. But Danielle and Bobby are going to be talking to his parents about them moving and him needing to get a nursery together. And I think that's going to be a point of, conflict because Bobby is very tight with his family. And if his mom doesn't agree or sister doesn't agree, I'm sure that they will let him know. They're very sweet, though. Like, they're very sweet but very honest. Like, they're a very close-knit family. And I don't think that Danielle wants to hear that. I feel like she likes to have control over Bobby. Like, she wants to just control the variables, and Bobby's loyalty is something that she does not want to vary at all. So I think that's going to be a thing. And then Ashley is going to piss off Anthony by telling her the sex of their baby at their anniversary dinner. Oh. I think that that's what she's going to do. Because she was talking about on the boat, remember with the girl, she was like, I don't understand how he doesn't want to know. They were like, how doesn't he want to know? She was like, I could never not let him know what the sex of the baby is, even though I know. So I think Ashley's going to think it's cute and think this is a great idea and be a control freak and tell Anthony, and Anthony is going to be livid with her because he specifically picked this date in his head that he wanted to find out. He didn't want to find out before that date. The dates before the due date, like he wasn't going to go into, she was going to go into labor and he wasn't going to know what kind of gender his child was going to have. But he just wanted to wait until the halfway point, which he calculated wrong. So it didn't even matter. He would find out at 5 months and she's already 4 months. Like what's one more month? Like what's a couple more weeks, sis? Like it's not that much, but I think she's going to tell him. I think he's going to be pissed off at her, and I think he has every right to be. And also, while we're on predictions, this is going to be my last Married at First Sight happily ever after show. I am going to be moving. I am very excited for this move, and I really do love the Married at First Sight fans. You guys are amazing. You know that we talk outside of here. We're friends outside of the show too. And, I'm going to still be watching and, going ham and probably in the comment section with you guys as a fan.
She's going to be coming for me probably.
Yeah, Ollie, why would you say that? No, I will never come for you. I love you too much. But yeah, so that's one is a prediction and two is a prediction and one was I'm telling you guys what's happening, but I will miss you guys. And I thank you guys so much for being amazing. And this has been an amazing after show. Listen, Married at First, Happily Ever After. This season's going to be crazy, man. Are you ready, Ollie?
No. I mean, yes.
Well, get ready, Ollie.
I'm not ready for you to leave, though. It makes me so sad. I just met you. I literally just met her. Like,
I'm sorry.
It's not fair.
I'll be back. I'll be in the comment section at least, like causing trouble.
No, but I am very happy for you.
Thank you.
Your success.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So, Ollie, let them know where they can find you at to harass you about the show next week and not me.
Hey guys, you can harass me. You can troll me. And all social media outlets at Ollie Dreamer. Send some love or hate.
No, you send only love.
But yes, Ollie Dreamer, thank you so much. I'm going to miss you so much, Felicia. It's not even funny.
You guys, sorry. I'm about to be emotional about Married at First Sight because I'm really dedicated to this show. Thank you guys so much for watching all of Married at First Sight last season and here on AfterBuzz and watching this and us doing this journey together. Please find me on social media at It's Felicia Michelle on Instagram. Follow me, DM me. I do talk back to everybody. I didn't blow up yet, but hold on, wait for it. So I won't see you guys next week, but I will see you guys in the comment section. But until then,
bye guys.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.